Back in 2015, I set out for a solo hike in the Arizona wilds, my go-to escape from life's grind. 8 to 10 hour treks through rugged nowhere were how I cleared my head. No emails, no noise, just me and the desert. This trail was a hidden gem, barely a path at all. No parking lot, no signs, just a faint track snaking behind thick mesquite bushes, barely visible under the blazing sun. I didn't mind the isolation. Crowded trails with chatty hikers weren't my thing, so this forgotten route was perfect. The trail started flat, cutting through sandy desert dotted with saguaros, then climbed a medium-sized mountain toward a canyon at the top. The deeper I went, the deader the landscape got. Scrubby trees turned skeletal, their branches brittle. Some collapsed across the path like nature's barricades. Thorny limbs snagged my cargo pants as I pushed through overgrown brush, the trail barely holding its shape. Clearly, nobody'd maintained it in years. About an hour in, a sound stopped me cold. A whistle, faint but clear, drifting down from the mountain. It wasn't random. It carried a melody, 3 or 4 notes, deliberate, before fading. My skin prickled. It was creepy as hell, but I shook it off. Another hiker. Maybe? Had to be. I kept moving, gripping the pocket knife in my pack for reassurance, though I told myself it was nothing. 20 minutes later, it came again, same eerie tune. Louder, closer. My heart kicked up a notch. Okay, that's weird, but I'm not bailing over some dude whistling. I climbed higher, knife now in hand, eyes scanning the rocky slopes. A massive fallen tree blocked the path, its thorny branches a nightmare to cross. I veered right, stepping off trail, and froze. Below me stretched a small, dry valley, probably an old riverbed. In its center sat a den, a crude dome of gnarled sticks, too intricate to be natural. Someone built this. Someone lived here. The whistling, then it clicked. This wasn't just a hiker. My gut screamed to leave. I turned, ready to bolt, when that same melodic whistle pierced the air right behind me. My heart stopped. I spun toward the valley, expecting a person, but there, just beyond the den, stood a goat. Not a normal goat. This thing was huge, bigger than any I'd seen in Arizona. Its eyes locked on me, unblinking, like they were boring into my soul. I stood frozen, mind racing, trying to make sense of it. Then it moved. Its mouth opened slow, unnatural, almost human-like, and let out that same damn whistle. My blood turned to ice. No goat does that. I stumbled back, hard hammering, still facing it. The thing didn't move, just stared, its head tilted at a wrong angle. Panic took over. I sprinted down the mountain, tripping over rocks, scraping my hands on thorny brush, the trail a blur. Behind me, that whistle echoed one last time, soft but taunting, chasing me to the trailhead. I hit my car, floored it, and didn't look back. For years, I kept quiet. Nobody'd believe me. I'd sound like a paranoid idiot. But recently, I stumbled across Skinwalker stories, Navajo legends about shape-shifting things that mimic voices, lure you, watch you. That goat, that whistle, it fits too perfectly. I don't know what I saw in that valley, but it wasn't just an animal. It was something else, something that knew I was there, and it let me go. I haven't hiked alone since. Back in 2013, my family and some close friends would go camping in Wisconsin every year. It was our tradition. Every year, my dad and his best friend, Billy, would take us kids on a snipe hunt. If you're not familiar, a snipe hunt is a classic camping prank where kids are sent into the woods at night to catch a mythical creature called a snipe. They described snipes as aggressive, bird-like creatures that only come out at night and hide in trees. We were kids, so we believed every word. Each year, my sister and I would get super excited, thinking this would be the year we'd finally catch one. On the second day of our trip, My dad and Billy announced that tonight was the night. They claimed to have heard a snipe outside the RV the previous night. All the kids were buzzing with excitement and a bit of fear. As the sun set, we gathered our hunting gear, sticks, flashlights, and even a wooden sword someone brought. Dad said Billy had gone ahead to scout the area. About 10 minutes into our walk, we heard rustling in the trees. Suddenly, Billy jumped out, covered in red, screaming that a snipe had attacked him. We all screamed and ran in different directions. I was 8 and terrified. I ran without knowing where I was going and eventually found a large bush to hide in. I tried to stay quiet, holding back tears. After a few minutes, I peeked out and saw something moving. It looked like a dog, but with abnormally long, skinny legs. Its head was deformed, and patches of hair were missing. It moved slowly, emitting a faint moaning sound. I was frozen, unable to look away. The longer I stared, the more dread I felt. Suddenly, I heard my name being called, and footsteps approaching. The creature stopped and looked directly at me. Just then, my dad grabbed me, scolding me for running off. I tried to tell him about the creature, but he dismissed it as part of the prank. Back at camp, I learned that snipes weren't real, but what I saw felt real. For years, I convinced myself it was just a big coyote. But as I grew older and heard stories about skinwalkers, shape-shifting creatures from Native American folklore, I began to wonder if that's what I saw. Even now, when I'm out in the woods, I sometimes feel like I'm being watched. I catch glimpses of something out of the corner of my eye. I don't know what it was that night, but it wasn't a prank.